The movie begins at a dog adoption center where a child named Penny comes in and adopts a dog who she names Bolt. We then cut to 5 years later where Bolt and Penny are being chased by a guy called Dr. Calico and his agents. And to stop them, Bolt uses his superpowers that Penny's dad gave him. Super strength, super speed, I think super jump based on this jump, heat vision and a super bark. Thanks to Bolt's super bark, they manage to escape Dr. Calico's agents, and it's revealed that the whole thing is just a TV show. But Bolt doesn't know that and thinks that everything is real. Unfortunately, ratings are down because some age group thinks that it's too repetitive and that it always has a happy ending. The producers decide to have Penny get taken at the end of the episode, and since Bolt thinks that Penny got taken was real, he goes looking for her. He ends up accidentally falling into a shipping box and gets shipped from Hollywood to New York. Since this is his first time in the real world, he doesn't know that he has no powers and thinks that the styrofoam in the box is something Calico made to weaken his powers. To find out where Penny is, he needs to find a cat, since he thinks that because Calico has cats, all cats must be his agents. He finds a cat named Mittens, who he interrogates by dangling her above the highway. She lies to Bolt that she knows where Penny is, so that he doesn't drop her. Bolt ties them together, since she claims that she knows the way from New York to Hollywood. They hop on a moving truck that's headed to Hollywood. Somewhere in Ohio, Mittens accidentally knocks over a box filled with styrofoam, which freaks Bolt out, so he jumps out of the truck while it's still moving. They land near a trailer park, and in one of the trailers they meet a hamster named Rhino, who is a big fan of Bolt and asks if he can join their team. Mittens is hesitant, but Bolt likes the idea, so now they are 3. To get to Penny fast, they get the idea to jump from a bridge down into a train. But right before they jump, Mitten asks Rhino how he knows who Bolt is, and he says that he sees Bolt all the time on TV. That's when Mittens realizes that Bolt doesn't have any superpowers. However, she doesn't have time to warn Bolt before he jumps, and almost as soon as they land on the train, they fall off it. Mittens climbs up the nearest tree, since she believes that Bolt will get them killed, because he doesn't know that his powers are fake. To try and prove Mittens wrong, Bolt uses his super bark to get her down from the tree. But of course nothing happens since he doesn't have real powers. All the barking just catches the attention of animal control, so both Bolt and Mittens get captured. Since Rhino didn't get captured, he breaks Bolt out of the animal control truck. And Bolt finally realizes that the powers he thought he had were just TV show powers and not real powers. Rhino reminds him that it isn't the powers that make you a hero, and that they need to be Mittens' heroes now and go and save her. After saving her, they get back on track to go to Hollywood. On their way while switching transport, Mittens the cat has to teach Bolt the dog how to act like a dog. When they get to Las Vegas, Mittens thinks that they should stay there since there is leftover food everywhere. But Bolt still wants to go to Penny, and Mittens tells him that she's just an actor and that her love is just her acting, because that's what basically happened to her. Her human family just acted like they loved her, but one day they just left her without saying goodbye. With this in mind, Bolt still wants to go to Penny, but Mittens won't come with, so off he goes. When Bolt gets to Penny, he sees that Penny has replaced him with a copy, which makes Bolt think that what Mittens said about Penny is true and that she only acted. Mittens, who got convinced by Rhino to still go to Hollywood, sees that what Bolt saw was just acting and that Penny really misses the real Bolt. However, Bolt had already walked away after seeing Penny and the copy, so he missed it. Mittens catches up to Bolt and tells him what she saw, but in the middle of their conversation, Bolt hears Penny screaming for help. When shooting a scene, the fake Bolt was supposed to save Penny from Calico's guard, but got scared and tried to run away. When doing this, he accidentally pushed over a torch, which caused the whole studio to start burning. And no one tries to save the 13-year-old main character except these 3. Bolt just barely gets into the studio before the entrance gets blocked off, and he and Penny are finally reunited. But they still need to escape, so Bolt tries to drag Penny out with a rope. They get to an air vent, but Penny just doesn't have the power to crawl out, so Bolt decides that he will stay with Penny instead of getting out. Right before they both pass out, Bolt does a real super bark into the air vent, so that maybe the firemen can hear them. And thanks to that last bark, the firemen are able to locate where he and Penny are and break through the air vent and get them out. They're both rushed to an ambulance where they announce that they quit. At the end, we find Penny and her mother living in a farmhouse away from the city with their newly adopted cat, hamster, and of course with Bolt.